Welcome to T&L Customs. We're going to do a quick little, I don't know how quick, but shop tour. We've just expanded. We're in a 24 by 30 shop. So this is the main entrance into the shop here. We've got some wood racks here. Most of it's hardwoods. I think we're going to put another row of braces and move everything up one so we can get. Want to try and have enough on hand to do large flag, wavy flag build up, and also the one by product for flat flags. So down below is our setup when we do shows and markets. We got our canopy here. We got all of our tables all stacked back here. The rolling tote here is, we used to have milk crates and had them indexed, but you ended up making more trips. We went to the rolling tote. It holds a lot of the signage, cutting boards, and then we got our bags that have stands, other little things, our custom cutting board holders / flag holders. So now that we've expanded the shop, we now have a little bit more light coming in. We've got another window, the window on the door, so yeah. But we've got our router table here. All the cabinets in our shop are or have come from the Restore. Restore for
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah. And everything's on Tuesdays, so you get additional 20% off. So this is our cabinet with our Bosch router table, and everything stores inside for different feather boards and tools. It's got two ports on the back, one coming directly off of the bed, and then the other one coming into the box. But at the moment, we're pretty tight with our dust collection, so I'm trying to find the why. I put both in, but this is what it looks like after, I don't know, I think I ran a dozen boards through it, and that's all that's in there without the back port hooked up in the box. But yeah, this usually lives right here. If it's something long, we can bump it out and run it from both sides. This is our main bench here in the shop. This is piece of first plywood. This is actually the B side. The A side was the smooth part, the part that's supposed to be up, but the B part had so much color and grain. I sanded it and oiled it. I thought it looked much prettier. We've got our scroll saw, Dremel, Facebook Marketplace find. So a lot of stuff has come from either being passed on to us or Facebook Market finds and stuff. Let's build a new tool holder for the shop. These were larger pieces that were actually starting to cup and twist, and I cut out some pieces to make a quick tool holder. Our TV came from the Restore. 20%.
50% off.
50% off. So it was 40 something. Brought it down to 22.50. And then 20% off that. when the brace on the back is $19. A couple of signs that we've done in the shop. This is actually a mistake. Punisher didn't turn out exactly how I intended, but so yeah, we've got all our batteries, chargers. This section down here holds router bits. Routers live on the top shelf. When we sold our first wavy flag, this was my, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Treat.
Treat to myself. When we started this area, we had a little piece of pegboard, and I'll show you that in a moment. But this here, not only is a toolbox and storage, it's a mobile flat surface to work off of. So you just undo the brakes down there, wheel it out. Lori can work on it, paint on it, just about anything. And then when we're done with the project, we can wheel it in back under there. This is another restore little cabinet that missed its intended purpose by not much. I wanted the boxes to be indexed the other way, but we're gonna figure out another purpose for that. So this is our shop heater. Actually shut that off. This was given to us by a good friend. It's been a lifesaver throughout this cold weather. The lowest setting on this bugger will keep the shop between 65 and 72. So we got our first aid kit there. This is our sanding station, and it's basically the cutoff piece from that full piece over there. So I didn't want it to go to waste. It's perfect width for sanding and everything. We got some items here that are going to be re-oiled coming up for a show this weekend. So basically all of our sanders live in this area. We've got air here when you blow it off. We've got our metal racks here for when we cut down processed wood for cutting boards or anything that's coming up. Any signs that are, this pile of signs over here is sort of our possibilities that we're going to carve for our main group of signs that we carve. And on the back of this rack is that piece of pegboard I told you we started out with a year ago. So now it just basically houses a lot of things. Mainly our all of our stencils. I take and punch holes through them. They can be put on pegs, everything from saws, aprons. This is a pan that I rigged up to hold this. That is a plier holder, so I can slide that out. It's big enough I can clean 10-inch blades for table saws, 12 inches for miter saws, and then when you're done, you slide it up, let it rest, and it's not going to go anywhere. So we got everything from weed eater string to star stencils. But yeah. And then when we come around to the front of that wire rack, we've got fire extinguishers at both sides of the shop. We got projects that are in the middle of being painted, put together, or sanded, all basically here. This is our 2-foot flag, that wavy flag that not happy with how the shape turned out. I'm unhappy at the moment at how the stars are turning out. We got signs that we got coming up. This is all that wood that we process for cutting boards and other signage coming up. We just picked up more hardwoods. We come to our clamping area, where all our clamps are stored. So everything from pipe clamps, squeeze clamps. I mean, as a shop, you never have too many clamps. You got 3 things glued up, and someone says, hey, give me another clamp, and there's no more clamps to be had. So now, with the expansion of the shop, we can actually walk all the way around the table saw. We hadn't been able to do that. This was pushed over and had to move it out every time, which is not a big deal. But yeah, this is our Craftsman table saw. got actually a nice fence on it for, I think it, the book says 79.
Yeah, so it's like 40 years old.
It's a 3 horsepower. I tell you what, I'll put some hardwoods. Dang it. I'll put some hardwoods through it, and she never offered to slow down. So she's not the prettiest girl at the dance, but she'll dance for you every time when you ask her to. This was gifted to us.
Yes.
Someone said, "Hey, do you know if anybody can use a table saw?" The person that gave us the heater was a friend of his brother. So, yes, this was given to us. I put a new blade on it, new belt on it, cleaned it up. 100% great saw. So now we're at our miter saw station. Restore Tuesdays, extra 20% off. I think both these cabinets,
less than $100.
No,
Yeah.
that was the other set that for some reason they wanted more. I think we had both of these cabinets $40.
Yeah, it was super cheap. They average like $20 to $30 for a
And where
cabinet.
the holes cut is perfect. My hose goes there for my sawdust collection, but yeah, this was just a piece of plywood cut down, set up. This we got last year, about this time.
Yeah.
Special at Lowe's, $3.99. Came with a free stand. Home Depot had it for $3.49. Lowe's matched it. I sold the stand for $175, and that's our price that we paid for that saw. So not everything has to be new and shiny, Facebook Market finds. This set of cabinets is another restore. 20% off on Tuesdays.
Yes. Thank the Lord.
And so the top is a solid core door. It was painted battleship gray. I sanded it down, cleared it, and this green mat is a yoga mat, and I'm trying it out. Not for yoga, but for help protecting the tabletop, and it seems to slide pretty good. So we will see. $5. It's almost the length of the table. So we've got a couple of small flat projects. One's a actual order. One is for us to sell. We've got a first blue wavy line flag. I got to start over. I don't think it's where I want it. So, as my layout assistant backs up, and this here is our main build table in the shop. Carving, building, painting. We try not to paint too much on it, but down below holds the template for when I put the flat flags together. Orange hose is air line coming from the compressor at the other end. And that runs 3 lines here in the shop. The shop vac lives under there, able to keep dust to a minimum now. It also hooks to the planer over there, and it can, I got a fitting for the table saw, so I can either use that one or this one if we're cutting a lot of product. This set of wire shelves is basically our catch-all. A lot of the bins are separated by glues, wood fillers, waxes. Our glass measuring for when we're doing epoxy, because you can re-clean the glassware. Random stuff that's, zip ties, and this, I think this is going to become the junk drawer in the kitchen area, but cleaning stuff, rubber gloves, paper towels, glues, This is going to be our exhaust for our paint room. So, but yeah. This is, I want to try and get it on wheels maybe, but we come to our paper roll. This stuff gets used all over the shop. Painting, gluing.
I use it a bunch.
Or in the paint area. If you're going to use this as your underlayment, if you're pouring epoxy, it will not fully protect. If the epoxy will go through, so you're going to want a rubber mat. Just keep that in mind. And we'll tell you how we know that. So this is the other side of the table. Lori can sit here and carve and paint, but as you can see, I'm working on a sign now. Sawdust is going to accumulate basically in her paint and where she's sitting. So up here is plastic left from our wall. I cut it the width of the table, rolled it up. It's held up by a bungee so that I can slide the table over a little bit, drop the canopy, and she can paint on the table over here and not catch sawdust and wasted paint. But we got two air lines. One goes back to sanding that you seen earlier, and the other one goes to our paint room. This set of wire racks is, we decided finished products, right?
Yes.
So finished products that won't go in our tote for normal sales. The large flags usually live on this rack only because mainly because of their weight. Some of these are orders waiting to be picked up. So yeah, and this is our weights for our canopy. Some shows you have to have them, some you don't. This here is our large planer. Again, sitting on a Restore cabinet with a, found this out behind a dumpster. Wasn't messed up too bad, brought it back, sanded it down, screwed it down, routed it. This setup works very well because we can move it anywhere in the shop and dust collector and work over here and still be cutting 2x4s over there. So the ladder is here because we got to finish putting boxes in the ceiling for electrical outlets. So we got some 2x4 storage here at the moment that I didn't need on the paint booth. So since we got stuff coming up, table build, might as well keep them. This set of shelves was going to be in our paint room to hold the paint spray cans. This was doing that job, but with the wire rack, you bump the thing and they shake and fall over. So we had gotten this solid, but it was a little warped. But
Restore
Tuesday 20%. I think this was $21. But now it's
before the
basically,
20%.
It's catching everything, you know. Today we got to load up the car for one of our last shows. This houses ratchet straps, bungees, everything that we might need in a setup. Our fans, when it's hot out, battery powered, it holds a lot of blankets and stuff for covering things up, holding our fishing equipment, our chairs to lounge around in the shop when we want them. But mainly they are for at our shows.
That chair, just to interject, those chairs are fantastic because they're a little higher than a standard chair. And when you have things set up on a table at a show and you're sitting behind it, you are looking over top of them still. So you can speak to a customer without having to get up every single time.
And if you're seated and you're trying to get something from a customer, you're not down trying to reach up, you're almost level with them.
They came from Cabela's.
Yep.
They are wonderful. I think they were $59 or $69 a
We
piece.
got them on sale for
Yeah, we did.
$49, I think, around the Father's Day special.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I think regular price are like $59, $69.
So like I said, this used to be our paint storage rack in the paint area. It's now our drying area. So if she's spraying something and has something else to spray right behind it, she can now bring it out here, set it. The shop's all this one temperature, so it won't be subject to heavy overspray and come out here dry. We got four shelves for that. This red cabinet, which is our paint booth, is an Advanced Auto. So somewhere an Advanced Auto closed down, and this is a heavy mother.
Yes, it is.
I pocket hole screws 2x4s to the surface of the cabinet, and then tied them into the joists for the rafters. So, and then staple and run plastic down it. So, created the hole, carried it clear over, tied it in to the wall, put in a old-time screen door.
My granny's.
So that when she's done spraying, that we can try to keep fumes and stuff in there. So this is our new paint booth area. So this is it.
It's where all the magic happens.
This here, we're able to store all of our flats and satins that we use for signing when we spray paint on signs. I'm going to make a tray with drawer slides so that we could pull it out and have access to the full surface and not have to lean back and
Get the flashlight.
use a spotlight and the flashlight. But we've got all of our stains over here, our clears. These two are holding different profiles of fonts. That's the Clarendon, and they're just anything to do with that font. These are just random templates that we use in some signs. I think this one is labeled trees. Yep. So these are our tree templates that we have. If somebody wants something special, she's able to keep stuff away from a lot of the spray now.
Excuse my pile.
But yeah, it's just these were ripped down from a previous project. I just countersunk some holes in it, and then the plastic is stapled from back there. We've got more fonts here. This is our acrylic paints that we use currently. We got to go through and keep checking them, make sure they don't get dried up. But we did not have nearly this many when we started.
And there's more over there.
You take on different colors in different projects. So when I built this, I never would have thought or intended that we would have filled this up in a year. So when somebody says, I want an orange, you got to try and come close. And if you don't have it, you're going to try to make it or go buy it. So we've got squares and rulers hanging up here. I just picked these up on sale at Lowe's. This is basically just a catch-all wall. Holds paint stirrers. This is our template for We the People. So that if she's laying out a 6-foot run, all she has to do is start from the end, mark them off, cut them, and then when it comes back to me, after she's laid out We the People, I can trace all my cutouts. I just flip it from side to side, and then those signs are about the only ones that have anything that is somewhat a normal template. Then we've got our spray gun here. It's a critter sprayer. We've got our air from here over there at the air compressor.
Most important
Heat
sign.
gun. So yeah, we put this up. I asked for a larger one, and at the end of the day, she actually did leave without cleaning the sprayer. So I said, hey, make a bigger one, and that's when we put that up. 24 hours later, guess who was the first one to walk out of the shop with it?
You.
Nope.
Yes.
But yeah, this is our screen door on our submarine. So we've got our next cabinet. This is our food area. So we've got drawers, hold silverware, waters, sodas, coffee down there. Restore. The top was a glue-up panel that warped because the person couldn't make up their mind, and the board ended up starting to twist. So I cut it, screwed it down. This came from the Restore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brand new, out of the box.
$59 minus
Walmart.
20%.
Walmart gives them stuff and they mark it down. What was it?
$59 minus 20%.
Yes. So, yeah.
We always go on Tuesdays.
That's actual Walmart.
Yeah.
That was a
$20 special.
when they did the announcing on the PA speaker, it said that there's a pallet of microwaves at such and such spot in the store, $20 for as long as there are microwaves. I think we showed up at the area at the same time at about 40 people deep. But yes, our Cuisinart coffee maker that I think is, well, I know it's probably smarter than actual both of us. So brand new, took it out of the box.
$7 minus 20% restore.
So, and then she went and got us a coffee press.
Yes, I did.
She says it has a temperature thing.
It does on the top.
Okay, we're bougie up in here like that, but yeah, almost. When I say literally, almost everything came from the Restore. I mean, bike even came from Restore. It was mismarked and then ended up being 20% off of that. So, but this is our food area. Holds waters, our cooler for when we go into shows. The mice have turned it into Swiss cheese this year, so yeah. And then our son's chair when he wants to, when he goes with us on shows. Table for lunch, catch-all, made this a couple years ago. Top is starting to split now, but it was a quick build then. Wasn't even intended to be out in the elements, so it was going to be a template. So I didn't really worry about being glued or anything, and it's just now starting to split apart. So yeah, that's the only thing that's wrong with it. So yeah, we're back at the garage door. That's been the shop tour. We've just expanded. So give us a checkup on Facebook. Give us a call. Hopefully we can take care of all your needs.